Good morning, Fort Worth, and happy April Fool's Day. It is the first day of April. Good morning. You found the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show. You got Andrew, that's me, Brian, and Demetrie here with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
Brian, tell everybody who you are and who you're with.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Brian Delgado. I'm the...
Pull that mic just a little closer to your face.
A little bit closer.
There you go.
Got good levels?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for having me. Brian Delgado. I'm the president and CEO of Rally Department. We are a sports marketing agency based here in Fort Worth. I've been in Fort Worth almost 12 years now. Decided to come over after being born and raised on the Dallas side, but don't hold that against me. But, yeah, we've been here almost 12 years and have really found our community here and just love being a part of this town.
Excellent, man. Yeah, I bring this up all the time on the show. People are sick of hearing me say it probably, but there's something special about somebody that comes to Fort Worth and goes, okay, this is home.
Well, and I always tell everybody, Dallas was fun when you're single and just out of college and living in the uptown doing that life.
Yeah.
But, once I met my wife and we came over here, we realized, this is where we wanted to put our roots for trying to make
no
a little
pun intended.
Here. Exactly. But no, it's been great. And, when we had the opportunity to start our business, I wanted to do it here inside town.
Yeah, that's excellent. Demetrie, tell people about Market Match real quick.
Yeah.
Just a little snapshot. We'll get deeper into it in a minute.
Sure thing. Market Match is just a software platform that does market research for anybody that has a college or a live event space. We do market research using swipe technology. So we make it easy for your consumers to give you what feedback they want on any products that they have.
Outstanding, brother. Thank y'all so much for being here. And for our folks joining us today for the first time, Fort Worth Roots Morning Show is supposed to be just a 20-minute snapshot to get you up to date with what's going on in the community and on your way to work, dropping the kiddos off, whatever. Our first segment of the day is weather. 81 degrees for a high today, 68 for a low. Looks like we might have some few storms, maybe severe, low 68 winds south at 20 to 30 miles an hour. Yeah, we got a 52% chance of rain tonight. Wednesday, 81 for a high, 57 for a low, 24% chance of rain. Thursday, 66 for a high, 59 for a low, AM showers, 70%. Friday, 69 for a high, 55 for a low, thunderstorms, 94%. Saturday, 61 for a high, 41 for a low, AM thunderstorms, 76%. Sunday, 57 for a high and 39 for a low, and 4% chance of rain. So looking good there. All right. Every day we do this. National Day of. Today is Take Down Tobacco National Day of Action. I'll click on it. We usually read at least one of these off. Get ready to kick some butts this April 1st. We're not talking about beating people up. We want you to kick those cigarette butts to the curb. Take Down Tobacco National Day of Action is a day of anti-smoking activism. Teachers, kids, your youth leaders, and health advocates all participate. They come together and organize events that raise awareness of the high smoking rates in their communities, encourage kids to stay tobacco-free, and try to get anti-tobacco legislation passed. The day is organized by the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, and it was originally called Kick Butts Day, which was first held in 1996. Get ready to kick some butts and take some names. Okay, I feel like they need to change that to Stop Vaping Day, because I saw somebody smoking a cigarette this morning on the way in with their window down, driving down the street, and it's kind of weird now. You don't see many people smoking cigarettes. Mm-hmm. They're all vaping, blowing big old smokestack, just rolling big old clouds of smoke out their window from their vape. So anyway, all right, so this day in history, next segment, April Fools flock to the Tower of London. Several gullible people are sent to the Tower of London to see the washing of the lions, a non-existent practice. As will be reported April 2nd by a London newspaper, the prank will endure for centuries, making clear that the tradition of tricking dupes on April 1st is becoming increasingly popular. Right on. 1918, Royal Air Force, this day in history. Britain's Royal Air Force is formed, combining the Royal Flying Corps and Royal Navy Air Service. The RAF is the world's largest air force in 1918, formed at the tail end of World War I. The force will find its greatest glory 22 years later during the Battle of Britain. 1918. Outstanding. 1939, the Spanish Civil War, this day in history. The Spanish Civil War ends almost 3 years after a coup against Spain's elected leftist government sparked a bloody battle of ideologies. The country's civil war is over, and the right-leaning nationalists headed by General Francisco Franco have won. Outstanding. All right, let's get into the news story for the day. This is coming from FortWorthReport.org. And Brian, you were just telling me that Fort Worth Report's actually kind of a new organization?
They may be newer than I thought, or maybe, older than I thought, but really have just come on my radar in the last 2 years. I've got a friend that works in partnerships over there, but I think they're doing really great work.
Cool. Well, we'd like to talk to those nerds and see if they'd ever like to be on the show. Hit me up. This story is by Nicole Lopez. Johnson County seeks disaster relief. Will it see state, federal help for forever chemicals? All right, here we go. After requesting emergency assistance from state officials, Johnson County leaders say they have yet to see funding to help farmers who believe their land, water, and cattle have been contaminated by harmful chemicals. Johnson County Judge Christopher Bodecker says the county has had significant communication with the Texas Division of Emergency Management, which responds to the governor's office. The department is working with federal officials to determine if Johnson County will be eligible for federal emergency funds, said Bodecker. County commissioners declared a state of disaster February 11th after dangerous levels of PFAS, also known as forever chemicals because they accumulate in the environment rather than break down, were found in soil, groundwater, surface water, and animal tissue. God. Throughout a farm in Johnson County. According to a news release, residents have filed suit against Synagro, Synagro, which formerly produced biosolids fertilizer from Fort Worth sewage sludge and applied it to nearby farmland. I was absolutely horrified to find out what they do with the human waste collected by our water treatment plants. Human feces from your neighbor. They're using it as fertilizer. You can pick it up at Home Depot. Did you know that?
It's a circle of life.
I don't think that's what they were talking about. Lion King. Jeez.
Homegrown.
Yeah. It's all organic. The city ended its contract with the company in March. The county has not yet received a definitive response from the governor's office regarding whether or not Governor Greg Abbott will declare an emergency. Bodecker told the report the governor is the only entity who can declare a disaster in order to request federal aid.
I hope those funds haven't been doged.
Who knows, man? I saw a picture of Maddie Parker with somebody at the Capitol building yesterday. I don't know what they were doing, but yeah, Fort Worth be doing some state level stuff also. All right, this next story comes from NBCDFW.com. Stories by Alicia Barrera. Live bomb found along popular walking trail in Garland. PD and FBI investigating. Thought this was kind of crazy. It's not. It's a little far, little east of us, but I thought we'd talk about it. Multiple live bombs were found in Wine Park Sunday morning, police said. The bombs have since been rendered inoperative. Garland police were called to wooded area of Wine Park around 11:30 a.m. Or is that Wynn?
I think it's Wynn.
Wynn Park, around 11:30 a.m. Sunday. We were advised that there was a citizen that was actually going through the park and observed a suitcase that was open and there were several items and scattered about. Garland Public Information Officer Lieutenant Pedro Barinu said,
I'm not going to try that.
Yeah, welcome to the morning show. Among the items, there appeared to be explosive devices, pipe bombs. The bombs were found about 100 yards from the walking trail, police said. After confirming the reports, officers notified their bomb unit as well as FBI bomb technicians. We made sure that the residents in the north neighborhood were made aware. They locked down the area and they began the process of rendering each device safe, which was a long process. It went all the way through the day as well as early into the morning this morning before every single device was actually evaluated and rendered safe. Some walkers said they were not aware of the investigation or danger in the area until they were feet away from authorities. Wow. Okay, come on, man. They ran out of yellow tape? Come on. All right, here we go. Last news story before we get into the good news for the day. This is from the FortWorthTexas.gov website. And it's getting close. The last day to register to vote is April 3rd. If you guys haven't taken advantage of this, national news covers the federal elections really well. It's big, sexy, but it really does make way more of an impact to vote here locally. And if you're going to do it, you need to make sure that you're registered to vote before April 3rd. Deadline to register to vote quickly approaching. That's Thursday. You can go to visitvotetexas.gov, or maybe it's votetexas.gov. For all election information, key dates to remember. We've got April 3rd, last date of register. April 22nd, mail ballot application deadline. April 22nd, early voting begins. April 29th, early voting ends. And then May 3rd is Election Day.
That's important. Make sure you do that.
Absolutely. And totally unrelated, but big announcement if you guys haven't been paying attention. We've got Mayor Maddie Parker. That episode with Fort Worth Roots drops today. We were honored to have her at the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to do a little recording and get to know her better. So look for that. You can get it on all streaming services, the one you're listening to now. You can also get it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, all the stuff. And then there's a video, and it's actually a really good video on YouTube. The backdrop they've got there at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, have either one of y'all been in there? They've got
years.
Yeah, they have a podcast room in there now, and it is so badass. Now, I didn't feel like it was this badass, but they told me that they spent $40,000 on this room. And I'm looking around, I'm going, where did it go?
It's all the soundproofing in the walls.
Something, I don't know. But it is a really dope room, and if anybody is looking for an excellent place to do a podcast recording, the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is located on Main Street, kind of heading towards the stockyards. So we have a call-in. You guys can also leave us a call-in if you'd like to. Just take an audio clip of you talking about your upcoming event or gig or book that you're dropping or whatever, and email it to media@fortworthroots.com. This is what it sounds like. Oh, no. We're going to have to put that on pause just a second. All right, Brian, this is a great time for you to tell us a little more about your organization.
No, that's great. Thanks again for having me. So we founded in summer of 2022, Rally Department Sports Marketing Agency. As I mentioned earlier, spent almost 10 years here in Fort Worth before we decided to launch our company. And we're in a very specific niche in terms of working with sporting events, teams, leagues.
Can I ask you to explain to us what sports marketing is?
Yeah, absolutely. So from a traditional marketing agency standpoint, we work doing graphic design, doing traditional media campaigns, marketing campaigns, but our focus really is sports events, sports teams, and then any brands or companies that are using sports as their platform of advertising. So we've always said that, our special power is understanding the sports fan. You guys are sports fans. So depending on your team, depending on the history, depending on your other fans, you got a special way of talking about it. You've got a shared history. You've got great games you reference, all those types of things. We call those tribes. Okay. So TCU, you've got the Rose Bowl moment. You've got the great quarterbacks that have come through. As you're trying to market or brand something and talk to those fans, you've really got to tap in to be authentic.
You got to know the story.
Exactly. And everybody's got a story. And that's really what marketing is. But
yeah.
But we specialize in understanding the sports fan and trying to place our clients and their brands and kind of their story inside the larger story of whoever they're working with from a sports marketing partnership.
Outstanding. Where can people find your organization online?
RallyDept.com.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Brian, thank you for covering while I fix that technical difficulty.
Yeah, you'll cut it all out, and it'll be very natural.
No, we don't do that. On the morning show, there are no edits. We don't have time for that. I was telling Brian and Demetrie whenever I was throwing all the gear together this morning, we moved the show back an hour. We used to release this to you at 8, comes out at 9 now on all streaming services. But trying to adapt to the new traffic, like an hour makes a big difference. Yeah. There's school buses and all sorts of stuff I didn't have to contend with earlier.
Every month, more people keep moving in.
Oh, dude. So do you know the statistic that I think by 2045, and when I asked Maddie Parker about this, she just kind of rolled her eyes like, meh. But by 2045, they're expecting Fort Worth's population to double.
I believe it.
That's crazy, though.
Well, like you said, the traffic. You see it every morning.
All right. Anyway, I guess we'll just keep fertilizing with human poop. That's what we're going to have to do with it.
A lot of new lawns out there to
twice as much poop. All right, here is the ad that I was trying to play for you guys. Again, if you have one, send it to us, media@fortworthroots.com. The entire point of the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show is to connect the community. So let us help you promote your event.
Weird Wednesday is the biggest night market and secret movie series in Fort Worth. This Wednesday is number 41, and it's gonna be sick. So sick that we're giving away free barf bags to the first 50 people in the chapel. Market doors open at 5 p.m., and the secret movie starts at 8. There's food on site, including popcorn and candy, plus it's BYOB and the parking's free. Visit fwcinema.org for more details. Join us at Southside Preservation Hall this Wednesday, April 2nd for Weird Wednesday 41.
I want one of those barf bags.
It makes me very nervous about what movie they're going to be showing.
Isn't that crazy, though? That's a great little gimmick. I love it. That's Greg with the Movie Mutant. They do that every first Wednesday out at Southside Preservation Hall, and they've been doing it for a while. It's picking up momentum. It's a really cool little thing that we're doing here in the community, and encourage you guys to go check it out. Every time you go to Southside Preservation Hall, you're helping support a local 501c. That building has a ton of history in it, and they're trying to keep it alive, but people got to go out there and support it if they're going to do it. And I know where all the little secret places are around there. A bunch of it's been shut down because water damage mostly, and they need to replace that roof. But there's certain areas that you're not allowed to go into, but I know where all those spots are, and there's some really cool stuff in that building. But anyway, it's one of those things. We'll lose it if we don't use it. So you guys go check that out if you get a chance. Tonight, I was about to say this Tuesday, but tonight we'll be out at McFly's Pub. We do this every Tuesday. I'm going to be ordering pizza. We're getting some Pizza Hut pizza today. Actually, the owner of, I think he said he has like 70 locations here in Fort Worth, or maybe the DFW area, but he's giving us free Pizza Hut. So you guys come take advantage of that. We're going to have Ben C. Jones out there with us, and it's going to be a fun time. We do a podcast recording with our guest, who is Ben C. Jones. We'll have an audience microphone set up so you guys can come out. You can plug your business, your book, your music, upcoming gigs, whatever you got, and chime in on the interview. Ask Ben C. Jones questions. Here's a read that we got from our buddy Itchy Richie from Itchy Richie and the Burning Sensations, letting you know about our Tuesday event.
Calling all Tarrant County musicians. Have a new release, but don't know where to start with promotion? Look no further than Fort Worth Roots. Fort Worth Roots is looking to help the music community by providing a stage as well as additional content for promotion. Every Tuesday night at McFly's Pub, Andrew Turner hosts a performance and an interview that's recorded and turned into a podcast for release later that week. It's free to participate, free to watch. Contact us at media@fortworthroots.com to secure your spot. That was media@fortworthroots.com. We can't wait to hear from you.
It's our buddy Richard Keller. We play that every Tuesday for you guys so you can hear his addition to our show. But you guys can do that too if you'd like to get involved in any way. Fort Worth Roots is not about me. It's not about anything that we got going on. It's about you. So, get involved, hang out, send us recordings. We love it. All right, let's get into our good news story for the day. Where are we at? There we go. How Valerie the wiener dog survived 18 months in the Australia bush to make it home. That pique your interest?
A little bit.
I mean, there's no animal on God's green earth that's less violent, right? I mean, how's that thing going to survive out there? On an island south of Adelaide, a strange creature has been seen creeping through the bush. A long cylindrical body and long snout flanked by floppy ears are dead giveaway. But the wiener dog named Valerie isn't lost anymore after almost 18 months of living wild on Kangaroo Island. Local police are poised to get her out of there and reunite her with owners Josh and Georgia. In 2023, the pair were enjoying a camping holiday on the island with their miniature dachshund, Valerie, who weighs no more than 8 pounds soaking wet. The pampered pooch was used to pink sweaters and toys, treats, and ramps to help her get upstairs. And so the couple thought it would be safe to leave her closed in her cage with plenty of pleasures while they went fishing. But within minutes of casting their lines, another camper told them that Valerie had escaped, run underneath a van, and bolted into the bush when some people tried to coax her out. We spent the next 5 days searching for, though, the bushland, hiking up and down big hills and camping overnight. And what was that? They had packed only one pair of clothes each, and amid the stink, the rain, and the lack of any sign of their beloved pooch, the two reluctantly gave up and returned home to Aubrey. Meanwhile, on the island inhabited by large venomous black tiger snakes and wedge-tailed eagles, they prey on the native wallabies. Valerie's fate seemed sealed. But it seemed there's more wolf than wiener in Valerie than meets the eye, and a survival instinct evidently kicked in that has seen her make it through 500 days of wild living. Let's get to the good part.
They don't just dig all those holes in the backyard for nothing. That is DNA.
Yeah, right.
That's a long
all right,
time,
so
man.
sounds like they found her, and we're just waiting to see what condition she's in, whether she's still domesticated, Georgia says. It's all pretty overwhelming. I just went to give her a big hug.
She's
I just
she's
want
the
to give her a
islands
big
now.
Yeah.
She's wild.
I bet that dog is going to be hard to put up with now, right? She's seen some stuff. She's been some places. She's battle-tested.
Knock food out the bowl. Get that slop
What
out
is
of
this?
here.
There's no blood on this.
Want it live. Exactly.
Beating heart.
Space news today. Rocket launch today. Is there a rocket launch and what time? Follow spacenews.com, it says. This story is from spacenews.com. The pace of rocket launches has ballooned in recent years, making it a challenge to know what mission is launching and when. In this launch guide, the space.com news team aims to keep you up to date. Okay, I thought we were talking about... Okay, here we go. April 1st at 7:39 p.m., SpaceX Falcon 9 is carrying 11 to 13 Starlink satellites, low Earth orbit. SpaceX is poised to launch tonight from Vandenberg Space Force Base. These are annoying, these space news stories, because it's happening every day. They're launching more and more satellites into outer space and low Earth orbit. You ever heard of the Kessler syndrome? So you got one satellite, and it hits another satellite, and then you have a bunch of pieces. And then those pieces hit other satellites, and those become more pieces. Before you know it, we've just got like this huge blanket of debris above our planet. And once that happens, we can't get out. Like, we can't launch any more satellites. We can't send any more astronauts out. There will be no ISS, So
Just scrapyard in the sky.
every time they fire off one of these things, which happens like multiple times a week now. And it's not just the U.S. There's other countries doing it too. So that's why these stories are annoying.
How do they keep track? How do we know how many satellites are actually up there?
I bet you if you found an expert in the field, they would give you a rough estimate. I bet you nobody knows. Because there's so many different organizations launching satellites into outer space.
Yeah, do you have to let everybody else know?
No.
Or you just hope that somebody's not already in your lane?
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but it seems like it's just kind of the Wild West up there. Nobody's really
No jurisdiction.
in charge of it.
Just
Yeah,
letting it fly, literally.
100%. So, folks, if you don't know already, we do record this episode, our morning episode, Monday through Thursday, releases to you at 9 a.m. on all streaming services. And we do the recording at a rad little place called Hoppin'. And if you've been to Hoppin', it's located on Weisenberger Street down from Doc's Records. If you've been in here before, you need to come back and check it out because they just changed the entire vibe. They ripped out the booths that were in the center of the room, and they replaced it with a bunch of really cool, comfy lounge furniture. There's something cool happening every night out here at Hoppin', except for Mondays. They're closed on Mondays. Tonight at 7 o'clock after you get done at McFly's, they've got trivia night. Starts at 7 p.m. And then on Wednesday, they've got comedy night, stand-up comedy night, and that is also with a 50% off wine special that they run all day. Thursday is Casamigas Margaritas and $2 Modelo's. And then this Friday, I think they have a market, but it's not on the calendar. No, that's Saturday. Saturday is the Vintage Market from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And there's going to be a meat raffle, which apparently is you buy a ticket, and if you win, you get to take a bunch of meat home with you.
Nice.
So
I'm glad inflation hasn't claimed the $2 beer night. Still got that going. That's good.
$2 Modelo's. That I think you'd be hard pressed to find that anywhere else, right? I don't know.
I'll
I
be
haven't
here.
heard it. But there's a, I think it's either Miller Lite or one of the lighter beers. It's like 27 cents an ounce on the tap wall. By the way, that's what this place is. It's a self-serve tap room, but their cocktail bar is where it's at, in my opinion. 58 taps on the wall, THC seltzers, wine, craft beers, ciders, all the good stuff. And they keep a really fresh rotation. Almost all of it is from local or local-ish breweries in the area. So something cool to check out. Guys, thank y'all so much for hanging with me this morning.
Absolutely.
Brian, can we get you back on the show sometime?
Yeah, that'd be a blast. I love doing stuff like this.
For those of you, I don't know if the camera can even see this, but Brian has an injury. And despite his injury, he still made it here on time. Thank you.
Well, broken foot wouldn't keep me from hanging out in a tap room at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised, man. We've had people that called in and said, it rained an hour ago. We're not going to make it out. I'm like, what?
Well, this is such a cool area, and right here in the Foundry District, and I hadn't been inside here in a while, and this place is nice.
Yeah.
They did a great job with this.
They really did, yeah. Holly and Michael are the owners, local folks, just trying to make the dream work. So, Demetrie, you got anything wild going on this week?
Nothing crazy. Got some new meetings, but anyone that works in the college space or anyone that works in the live event space, I'm really out there trying to get some more brand recognition with Market Match, but looking forward to working with anybody.
Demetrie is one of those guys that helps me rationalize my own behavior, because you are a hard-working dude, and you're always grinding, and it's encouraging. So appreciate you, man.
Of course.
That's everything I think we've got today. Oh, man, there's an email from a local 501c that I need to pull up real quick, if you guys have a second.
Absolutely.
See if I can find it real quick. I've totally forgot about this. All right. Oh, what's this? That's interesting. Why would you do that right now?
This is how the sausage is made.
This is how the sausage is made. What are you talking about? All right, here we go. Mid-Cities AMBUCS.
Ambucks
is hosting a silent auction at Turning Point Brewery from 3/31, so yesterday, to April 7th. Lots of sport memorabilia, jewelry, and more. Mid-Cities Ambucks presents special needs children and adults with Amtrak's.
Oh, trikes. Yeah, that's the
Amtrak's
mobility thing.
Okay.
That's great.
So that they have mobility at no charge to the families. The special trikes help to build muscle and self-esteem. So, no other information was given except for Turning Point Brewery. You can find them on Instagram, and hopefully there's some more details on there. You guys can send us emails like this, but if you're going to do that, please provide all the information. And we'd appreciate it if you guys do the audio recordings. It's a little more digestible, so people don't just have to listen to me rattle on. So we changed the outro, or the sign-off for the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you move through outer space on the back of a giant sea tortoise, we hope that you will choose love and gratitude every chance you get. Till tomorrow, folks. Good day.
Never had some love to heal me. You're oh so wonderful. I'll never let go. 'Cause dreams do come true. And here comes my great day.